Paphos Estates. Το ταξίδι για το σπίτι των ονείρων σας ξεκινά στην Paphos Estates.
Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? In the rear streets of the village of Paphos, and we're heading in the direction of downtown Paphos. We're heading to the main event, to the promenade, and of course to the harbour. So if you are looking to know what the weather's like, this could be that little video for you. Early in the morning, by the way, it's 7:45, so we're in a little bit of gridlock traffic, rush hour, and we're not getting anywhere very, very quickly indeed. I'd like to start the video off with a huge shout out and a very, very happy birthday to a superstar and a legend upon the channel. If your name is Sir of the Neil, and of course there's a girl in your life called Lady Ali, we wish you a happy birthday from myself, Mr. Paul, and of course Marika, and of course the island of love. And we'll look forward to seeing you when you come back on a big bird in October. We'll be waiting, and of course there'll be a pint of Leon especially for you. So here we are, rear streets of Paphos, working our way in the direction of the Paphos Promenade and Harbour area, circumnavigating a speed bump or two. That's designed to slow us down, isn't it? And word of warning, if you are driving around in Paphos, perhaps if you've bought a car, borrowed a car, stolen a car, drive very, very carefully, because there's lots of boys in blue, lots of girls in blue with speed cameras and speed vans. They're looking for you, they really are. So stick to the speed limits and you won't go far wrong. Over the rooftops, over the treetops, I promise you, is the blue Mediterranean Sea. So stick with us, here we go. One more speed pump to go. Lots of things wobbling around in the car, like mobile phones and bits and bobs. Have you worked out what car I'm in? It's got a big stripe on the bonnet. Maybe if you go and Google it, it might give you a hint or two. It's quite big, it's quite cumbersome, but it's quite practical at the same time. So here we are. We're in the rear streets of Paphos. Lots of building going on around here, by the way. Could be a great location, perhaps, if you are looking for a property in Paphos, because of course it's very, very convenient and close to the promenade area and of course Paphos town. And more people are coming into the lounge bar. That's on Bar Street, by the way, if you are looking for us. If you want to sit down and have a chat, pick Mr. Paul's brains, pick Marika's brains, perhaps we can point you in the right direction. Perhaps if you want to rent an apartment, rent a villa, buy an apartment or buy a house, and we can give you our views on where we think could be the best location. And most people that come in are talking about the Universal area, Lower Chlorica, and of course the rear streets of Paphos, shall we say. Why? Very, very close to Paphos for all the things that you might want, and of course very, very close to the Paphos Promenade and Harbour, Paphos as it's called, because that's where most people like to hang out in the daytime, in the evening, perhaps frequent a restaurant or a bar or two. There's a man in a Porsche in a little bit of hurry. Obviously he's late for work, but we'll leave him at it, shall we? There we go. We'll slowly mosey on down towards Paphos and the main events and see what's going on an early morning. The weather, if you are curious to know, a little bit overcast, like I said, but the temperature at 10 to 8 in the morning is 22 degrees, so that's not too bad. A little bit overcast, a little bit of dust up in the sky, but they are promising today that that's going to subside and we're going to go in towards clear skies, and of course the heat is going to come with a bang. But of course lots of people coming on a holiday are dreaming of hot temperatures and lots of sunshine, because they want to have a great time on some of the greatest beaches in the world, or perhaps sitting around a fabulous swimming pool at their hotels. I'd like to say a big thank you and a fond farewell to two guys that popped in to see us at the lounge bar every single day. They came to Paphos to celebrate their wedding, they were on their honeymoon, and big shout out to Lady Hannah and of course man known as Sir of the Jack. Absolute superstars. I enjoyed my time with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your time with myself and Marika, and forever and ever, there will always be a cocktail dedicated to you, and that is an old-fashioned Jack. And I have one of those every single day. It's a cocktail based on Jameson's. Now, if you Google it, you can base it on any kind of bourbon or scotch, but the man known as Jack, he wanted it based on Jameson. I sampled one and I thought it was a drink to die for. So every single day I have a Gentleman Jack. So big thank you to these guys for coming to see us. We wish them a safe trip home, and we hope that they'll come back and see us again, or perhaps we'll jet into Bognor Regis, you never know. And hopefully when they come back to Paphos, they'll be coming with a little superstar. His name is Viscount of the Roman, and we'll look forward to seeing him very soon indeed. The main drop down now to Paphos and the main hotels road. Right in front of us is the little archway at the top, and that's the Olympic Lagoon Resort. On the left hand side is the Veronica Hotel. So two totally different hotels. One is a 3-star budget hotel, but many people say it's a good hotel. And right in front of us is a 5-star luxury hotel. On the left of us now is the Avanti. So that's a 4-star hotel. So that slots right in the middle. All sorts of hotel complexes in Paphos, one to suit your budget and to suit your needs. And of course, on top of that, there are many Airbnbs, whether that be an apartment, 2 bedrooms, a studio perhaps, or perhaps a townhouse, or even the odd villa or 2. So there is always something for you when you come to Paphos to suit that budget. And many people just want somewhere that they can lock and go while they go exploring in and around the monuments and the ruins of old Paphos, up to the old town, perhaps on buses to Limassol, even as far as Nicosia. And those buses are very reasonably priced. And a little bit of information for you: if you are going on the blue buses, so those are the buses that take you in and around Paphos, they're going to cost you €2 per trip, but after 9 o'clock at night, that price goes up to €3. So make sure that you've got the correct change to speed up your transit, shall we say. The green buses, those are the intercity buses. So that's the bus to go from Paphos to Limassol or Paphos to Nicosia. I was told by a great friend all the way in downtown Denmark, that's Viking Ronnie, that it's €13 return from Paphos to Nicosia. And remember, there's a lot of things in Nicosia that you will enjoy. Old parts, new parts, very friendly people. So perhaps it could be worth spending €13, going quite early in the morning and coming back later in the evening and exploring the island that little bit further, shall we say. Or perhaps hire a car. And if you are looking to hire a car, many places you can hire a car. And of course you can also hire a car by myself, Mr. Paul. You'll be treated with respect, and of course you will not have to pay an excess. In other words, no blockage on your credit card. A massive thank you to a gentleman called Sir Colin, who popped in to see us the other day. He borrowed a car, had a great time, and had a little adventure here and there. Thank you very much, Colin. Hopefully you're back in sunny Yorkshire, but hopefully you'll come back and see us again very soon indeed. And of course, bring that girl from Jet2, Lady Cheryl. Thanks very much for joining us at the Marika and Me Lounge Bar. Rear streets of the Paphos Promenade, there's a further hotel in front of us. That's called the M Boutique. That is an adults only hotel. Great hotel, by the way. If you want to see a tour of that hotel, including a room tour, go and hunt it down on YouTube, Marika and Me M Boutique, and up will come that little video. Improvements coming up on the left-hand side. This was the former Papa Antonio supermarket. Now it's been revamped inside and out, and now it's the Skevenides supermarket. Not that that makes any difference to you or me. Basically, it's a supermarket that's had a refurb. So if you're in downtown Paphos, in an Airbnb or an apartment, you want a bottle of water, you want a bottle of Jack Daniels, perhaps some pita bread and some halloumi cheese for that breakfast. Perhaps not the Jack Daniels, who knows, but you never know. You might fancy a tipple or two. Skevenides supermarket. And then of course you can take a little stroll and look what's in front of us. The blue Mediterranean Sea. The main event, We're at the end of the Paphos Promenade and crescendoing into the Paphos Harbour. And this is the wood kiosk. Obviously it's a concrete structure with wood stuck around it. And that is pretty much your last opportunity, by the way, before you head into the harbour to get that pack of cigarettes and that gift or two. Harbour coming up on the left hand side. That's where you can go and have a look at some of the boats, fishing expeditions, turtle watching cruises and all those kind of things. And of course there's a restaurant or two in there. And I'd like to say a huge thank you to two guys that are in downtown Paphos as we speak. We went to the King's restaurant last night, had a dinner to die for. Thank you, Sir Harris, and of course to the girls in charge of the show at the King's restaurant. And a huge thank you to the people that invited us. If your name is Sir John, and of course his very own blonde beauty, Lady Lynn, thank you very much indeed. The meal was to die for, but the company and the conversation was even better. And we'll look forward to seeing you a little bit later, perhaps at the Marika and Me Lounge Bar. Here it comes, that great view to the rear of the castle. I'd say a little bit gloomy today, don't get me wrong, but that's the Paphos Castle. And if you want to go in there, a couple of euros across someone's palm, and you can go in and have a wander around, climb up to the top. Be careful because there is a bit of a rickety staircase in there, but I promise you it's worth climbing to the top because the view is absolutely breathtaking as you look out into that blue Mediterranean Sea. I'm going to say a huge thank you for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed my company. I've truly enjoyed your company, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon on the little channel known as Marika and Me. One video a day, variation of videos, driving videos. Now and again we're going to storm the Paphos Promenade and Harbour and take you with us. We'll go and visit a restaurant or two. We'll take you on our adventures at the Marika and Me Lounge Bar. That just happens to be on the most famous street in the world, by the way, which of course is Bar Street in downtown Paphos. We're open from 1 p.m. until 1 p.m. if you fancy popping in. Karaoke, well, that's on a Monday, that's on a Wednesday, and that's on a Saturday. Reasonably priced drinks, proper good quality drinks, by the way. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to a girl from downtown in North Wales. Her name is Princess Rhiannon. She popped in to see us once or twice and she left us a fantastic review on TripAdvisor Google, and she said that she'd been everywhere and tried cocktails, and then she came to the Marika and Me Lounge Bar and tried them all, and she did, and she says that they were the best cocktails in the world, and many people have come in and told us exactly the same thing. So massive thank you to Princess Rhiannon, and of course her brother, who just happens to be a Viscount Connor. Thank you very much indeed, and we'll look forward to seeing you when you come back to the Island of Love, hopefully sooner than later. We'll be waiting for you, that's for sure. If you do like what you've seen, please hit the like. That's the favour I'm asking you, and please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a single penny. If you would like to gift us a couple of bob, you can by the super thanks on YouTube. I'd like to say a big thank you to Lady Hara, all the way in downtown Chester, and of course the man of her dreams, Sir of the Yaz. We look forward to seeing you again when you come back to Paphos. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Sir David and Lady Angela, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys when you come to Paphos. So that's the super thanks on YouTube, and you can also do it via the Buy Me a Coffee platform. If you Google these magic words, Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and Me, up will come our landing page. You can choose to read a little bit more about us, a comment or two, and we all like to read the comments, don't we? Yes, we do. And then, fingers crossed, you could gift us that virtual coffee or two. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Lady Ali and, of course, Lord of the Neil. Thank you very much for those 5 coffees. I'd like to say a huge thank you to Dayman for her continued support on the channel. Massive thank you to Lord Andy and, of course, Lady Ness. And we'll look forward to seeing you very soon indeed at the Mariko Milaj Bar on the most famous street in the world, Bar Street in downtown Paphos. You enjoyed the view? I'm going to light a little boy cigar and I'm going to say those magic words. Here we go. There is absolutely no doubt about it. Life is good on the island of love. Feast your eyes and digest.